And
TEAL.
You know what it is, man. You're locked in the third and TEAL where they keep it real. And if you don't know, you're going to learn today. Third and TEAL, baby, and I'm out. Let's go.
Third and TEAL. What up, y'all? We're back again. Another day, another dollar.
Another nickel.
Another nickel. It's a little weird coming to you on a Saturday. I know. Used my new lawnmower today. You know, pretty good. Pretty fucking mint. Pretty nice.
Robert find us no matter where we be.
Oh, yeah. Robert will always be here. He'll always be the first. We'll do the little comments on stage thing like that. Pop up to one, three of us. Yeah. Well, how y'all doing, boys? What's going on, Trevor?
Oh, you know, nothing, man. Just enjoying the world, man.
Yes. What's going on, Eric? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing wonderful. It feels funny to be here on a Saturday, but I'm here. Glad to see y'all doing all right. To see Robert in the chat room. Oh, yeah, we ready to talk some Jag football. Even though it is slow season, we still have enough to talk about, I think. Here and there.
Always.
It's been slower.
That is fact.
Okay. So I'll start out with I've been watching a lot of clips like Travis, like a lot closer than I've been able to. Dude's sharp. Dude's really sharp.
Yeah. Better every day.
literally. And the fact that him, Brian, and Diami all run a 4.3.
We're guessing. We're guessing for him.
Yeah, I mean, but
I think he's more like a
maybe 4.4, 4.5.
I think he's more like a mid to high 4.4, but still fast. I mean,
yeah. Colts, we got the Colts edges.
I think with him, he has that deceptive type of speed. You know he's fast, but you just don't know how much, because once he hits the field, it's like a whole another gear that he hits. So
you know, the real question for me is, you know, is he faster than we think he is? Because Shedeur Sanders couldn't hit him on the run a lot. He had to like come back on the ball or wait for it. Or is he faster than we think he is, but we just haven't seen it because he hasn't had a quarterback with the arm to put it out there. Yeah, I know he's with Prime in Texas. Prime's having some issues right now. And he's trying to
I hope he pulls through.
Be there for him and do what he can. But like, you know, he's got Trevor Lawrence now who, you know, he throws the ball and you got to run under it, you know. And so we might see another gear out of Travis Hunter that we have very often seen if he can start getting open down the seam and in the middle of the field. But it's going to be interesting.
Gladstone said the other day the guy doesn't get tired.
Yeah, I mean, and it's getting hot out there.
Yeah.
It ain't cool.
No, it's hot as shit.
You know, I'm going to admit, when we drafted him, I wasn't a big fan of it. Of course, none of us were at the time, you know. But since he's been here, he's kind of grown on me, you know. Watching him, you know, doing his little things. So, you know, I think he's actually faster than most people could give him credit for. I really do.
I just don't think we got to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to think, how many clips do you see where he's making crazy catches, but he's having to like come back on the ball or jump up between two defenders or like come back for it? And, it was underthrown. But BTJ is fucking fast, man. Like BTJ, that 4.3 doesn't do him justice. He's one of the fastest players in the league right now.
Well, you know, and I've often said, you know, you have the combine fast, and then you have the actual football fast. You know. And those are two. Many people don't believe, but those are two separate things altogether. You know,
you got to think too. Like before this past season, he was throwing to Tavon Austin. 34-year-old Tavon Austin. You got Christian Kirk. He's throwing like 4.5, 4.6 guys. Like he's not throwing anybody that can go out there and run 22 point whatever miles per hour. Trying to think of who was even the fastest player we had while he was on the team, or before we got BTJ.
Player on the team before BTJ?
Yeah, like receiver. That actually got like meaningful reps.
That's a hard one right there. I mean, that's really hard. Wide receiver.
It was Kirk or Ingram.
DJ Chalk. DJ Chalk.
He didn't play with Chalk.
He didn't. I know that's the only one other person I come that had a little decent speed.
I know we had Moncrief for a little bit, but I think he was gone too before.
He was gone before Trevor.
Yeah. Who did Urban brought in? Oh, Agnew. Agnew was probably the fastest player.
Yeah, there was Agnew. Agnew
was kind of a gadget guy, and he honestly didn't look as fast as as his 40 time looked or whatever. But he was probably the fastest guy Trevor's throwing to. And BTJ is a hell of a lot faster than him.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. You
would think. No. That kind of last name, you would think Hunter would be hunting instead of fishing, but he's a fishing guy.
Yeah, but
he's already ripping lips over there in Jacksonville, dog.
I'll say he rips lips. He actually bought a house not too far from me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's in the same neighborhood with Josh Allen and them.
Yeah, their house is.
Josh Allen. He made a post like, no, this ain't right.
Oh wow.
20 minutes from me, if that.
Okay. We're gonna have to send Trevor over there on some send Trevor over on some undercover work.
Cohen can transform Lawrence like McVay did to Goff. Travis Fisher. Trevor broke DJ's finger throwing to him. Was it Trevor? I thought DJ was gone.
Yeah, I was pretty certain DJ was gone.
No, he wasn't. You know why? Because I remember watching him in Houston when he threw this beautiful ball to it was around either Trevor's first or second year. He threw a beautiful bomb to Chalk. So it had to be the first then. Chalk was here when he was there. Yeah. Google it. Look it up.
Right, I'm pulling it up.
I knew Mr. Producer Man would have it.
After the 2021 season, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they did play together for a year. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, part of it.
So yeah, DJ Chalk was probably the fastest receiver.
Yeah, he played 3 games.
Yeah. So
either way, we've got lightning speed that we haven't had in the receiver room in Jacksonville ever.
Talk about a disappointment, DJ Shark, bro. I thought he was going to be like the next big thing. Like he was so good at LSU.
But see, once again, it was that Jacksonville thing. He was doing good. He got hurt. Mm-hmm. And then after he got hurt, they wrote him off, and then started the regime changes, and he was out the door then.
Oh,
because they never really let him heal and come back and actually play.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about this before, because that's what Jacksonville used to do. You get hurt, that's it. We done with you. Whether you fully recover or not. So
you really think about it, like. We go to that Super Bowl. We bring back Allen Robinson,
Yeah.
Blake Bortles gets a little bit more time. We put some more stuff in front of him. Leonard Fournette sticks around,
Right.
What could have been. But I think that the Super Bowl window, once this team opens up, is gonna be a little longer than what that would have been though. But it's gonna be interesting, man. I think we can genuinely say that Trevor Lawrence is getting opportunities and pieces put around him, like not just like here's a Band-Aid. Like we're putting real pieces around him. And people can say what they want about De'Ami Brown based on his previous whatever. Like people can say what they want about him, but like you're not bringing in De'Ami Brown to be wide receiver 1. And he's really not even going to be technically wide receiver 2. You brought in Travis Hunter. and you brought in the supplemental piece of Diami Brown, and you brought in a young running back that can break any play open if he gets into the open field, and you have your 2 veterans, and you brought in some linemen who you brought in some dogs, and I'm excited though.
And I'm glad you mentioned all that, because I was going to point out, I think the success of this team here is really going to depend on the front office and how they actually deal with the personnel. Because we have seen in our history that our front offices has really not dealt with personnel in a way to make the franchise successful. It's more like, what have you done for me lately? If you haven't done anything last 3 games, you out of here. And Lord help you if you get hurt. Yeah, y'all, I'm on this injury thing, because our history shows if one of our top receivers get injured, you can guarantee they wasn't going to be back the following season. So, and is it about loyalty? Not necessarily. It's about winning. Winning. Some of these injuries. Some of these injuries, it takes more than a season to get over. And you just, you really have to be dedicated to the player, just like you want the player to be dedicated to the team. When are you going to be loyal to the player? So, and that's been a problem with Jacksonville, for many years now.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thing is like, they do that unless they're paying you too much. Then they're going to play you just because they're paying you too much. That's why Robinson stuck around for so long. It's like it's just the hard part is, it's like, what, we keep pigeonholing ourselves into these deep contracts because, there's no better option. But then whenever we get a better option, or who we think may be a better option, then we got to sit back and say, oh, the coaches must know what they're doing when they put the guy back out there that's been getting whooped all year.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard that Trevor said in a press conference that Diami Brown looks like his main target, not because he is the main read, but because he's always open. He knows how to find the holes in the coverage. See, and that's something again that kind of didn't bode well for him in with the Redskins, right? When you think about it, he didn't really get a lot of playing time. You have McLaurin. They keep bringing guys in, trying to bring in patchwork guys. Diami Brown was drafted pretty decently, but he's not your main read. And when you have guys that are young quarterbacks or rookie quarterbacks, or even just patchwork quarterbacks like they've had in the past, they're not looking for that third or fourth read that's trying to find open space and get open for you. They're just trying to go to the first guy and throw the ball or run it. I'm trying to think who even was Sam Howell the year before, and who was the quarterback the year before that for the Redskins? I'm sorry.
See, that's it right there.
What's up, Duval?
The Commander.
Duval TV in the house.
Yeah, what's going on, Duval? But it's just what. I mean, really, who is throwing to him? Who is sitting in there taking hits, trying to look for that option? Who's doing that? No one. They're throwing to their first read, and that's it. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I don't know why people are trying to make it something different than what it is. I'm excited, man. It's gonna be awesome. I think that bringing in these weapons and doing everything, it's just it's what we needed,
I think it's exactly what we've been saying for a long time that we need more than one show pony. We can't keep running with one person, letting them take all the attention, and then wondering why they're not taking over the games because they're in triple coverage the whole time with the safety shaded over top too. It's ridiculous. So I think Diami is experiencing what? Oh, hell no. Yeah. You're damn right, Duval. Damn right.
Okay.
I think Diami's experiencing what happens when you have other places for defenses to have to focus on. That's what we lacked the whole time. So
you hear that the general made an appearance at practice?
Yeah.
General Soreness. That's Rich Eisen, and then we're talking about it because he had his arm sleeve. General soreness. I never heard that one before. That was funny.
That was funny.
But I didn't mean to cut you off, Eric. My bad.
Look, I forgot what I was gonna say. Now you
Oh,
you done cracked the little joke about the
my
sleeve.
fault.
I haven't got to see the episode or the First Things First today. I've been actually pretty busy the past couple days, but
I actually missed that myself. I don't see
comes
how I
with
missed
major
that one.
bullshit.
But you know, when you look at the receiver core, they look like it's going to be a pretty decent receiving core for a change, which is something we haven't had in a while. Which means the route tree should be a little bit more intimidating and threatening to the defense than we have seen in the last few seasons, in some years, really.
You
We're not going to be seeing everybody run a curl route and
oh my god,
2 and 3 miles, 2 and 3 yards, away from each other, and just have the defense pack it on in. Yeah. So we got some legitimate deep threats now that has to be paid attention. So hopefully they use them that way. Yeah, we know we're gonna have some crossing routes and some quick ends and quick slants, of course, because with the speed that we have, Yak should be wonderful. Yards after the catch. They break one tackle and they to the house, which is wonderful. That's what you want, but you still have to have that multiple deep threat option to keep the defense honest. So that's what I'm excited about.
It is our fastest team across the board.
Did y'all see that BTJ was ranked the #1 wide receiver on post routes this past season by PFF? He rated out like a 97.6% when running a post route.
I can see that.
Yeah, but we sent him on a post route how many times?
That's some of the best plays this year to him were to him on them post routes down the middle of the field, especially against like the Browns and I mean, dude,
who was throwing the ball to him during them times? It wasn't Noodle Arm Jones.
The answer was not Noodle Arm Jones.
So yeah,
that noodle cannot get
hey,
that,
bro. Mac and cheese Jones, baby.
Duval, we were just talking about though. Diami it's yet to be seen how good he's gonna be. We all think he's gonna be good though. I mean,
no shit, Robert.
I would agree. We definitely agree with that.
Thing I did want to say, I want to ask: Is this our best receiving core we've had since, of course, the OGs with Jimmy Smith and McKinney McCardell? You think this is the best one we've had? Like on paper, what it should be, what we think it's going to be.
Absolutely. On paper, absolutely. I mean, ever since then, we've just been kind of like every now and then someone will just kind of pop out and be like, oh, shit, you're good, and we didn't expect that. Like, oh, that's cool. Like,
I would say yes, and I'm going to say yes, but with the asterisk by it.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking about Cecil Shorts III and Blackman.
No, fuck no. No.
But no. Let's give when Blackman played.
Hypothetically, yeah.
Yes. Now that's why I said with an asterisk because they could have been. They showed the flashes. Just one couldn't stay off weed and alcohol.
No, hell no. He could have been. Cecil Shorts had some good moments, but he could have been.
But with every top receiver, you need that complimentary receiver, and that was Cecil Shorts.
And he was always open, and he caught everything we threw to him.
Yes. So that's why I'm saying that. But as a whole, this has to be the deepest receiver group we've had.
Well, and even then, that's still not comparable because Cecil Shorts and Justin, that was two. We have
but you got to think about it this way though. Let's say Blackman stays clean, right?
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking, based on who we've drafted, not saying like, because of course it probably would have been different, but just hypothetically speaking, if Blackman stayed clean, Cecil Shorts stayed on the team, in 2015, it would have been Blackman, Cecil Shorts, and Robinson.
Yeah.
And I mean
Hearns. Then Hearns was
Hearns and
undrafted.
Lee.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, okay. We gonna leave Lee out. Lee kind of brings it down a little bit.
Marquise
Lee.
but in that, I mean, he's what, receiver 5 in that case.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
he's not our 3.
Right.
But no, I mean, I get it though. That. But
Well, see, even then, we're just holding on to these guys because of nostalgia and how much we loved them at the time. These 3 genuinely do okay. Brian Thomas Jr. is a league-breaking wide receiver. We have not had that since the OGs. I don't care what nobody says. We have not had that. So
I agree with that.
Automatically, this wide receiving core is going to be better because I don't give a damn what your potential is. I care about what you do when we actually put you on the field. I don't want to know what you could do. I want to see what you do. So Brian Thomas Jr., he has done. So he is absolutely, he already puts it there.
And
then, all right, Duval TV. Duval TV. You sound like Trevor right now, bro. You need to chill.
Getting bricked up in the club. Hey, no. And then Travis, we've already seen what Travis does. Travis is a yak monster, dude. Like, to a point where, like,
what's going on, Slayton?
The ball control, the ability to get to the ball, his contortion and his hand-to-eye coordination to just make sure he's always in place. That's ridiculous. Obviously, we have to see what it translates to. Now, everyone is finally seeing what De'Ami Brown can do when a quarterback actually looks at him.
Right.
The playoffs last year, that's your number 1 right there. That dude was going the fuck off.
Well, I was about to say, with Travis Hunter, yes, I can envision great things with him out there. But the question is, how long is the learning curve going to be before we see his full potential?
Oh, that's the thing. This is the beautiful part about Travis Hunter. He don't even really got to know all the ins and outs to still be really good because he has that just freakish body control. Like,
but we want more than just really good.
No, he's going to get better than really good. But what I'm saying is,
right,
his really good is still going to be just as good as we saw out of Blackman. I guarantee it. He's got better ball control. He's faster in and out of cuts, and he's slippery as hell. Like that.
I understand the enthusiasm. Okay, I understand the enthusiasm, but I
love Justin Blackman, and there's a reason he's on the wall, man. I love him. I wish he could have got his shit together. Okay,
man.
But
we're talking about a waste of talent.
Exactly.
Man.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Just like Telvin Smith. Oh, you fucker. Anyway. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, but to answer the question,
though.
the answer to the question is yes. This is the most talented receiving group we've had in some time. Yeah.
Personally, I think this is going to end up being. I say you give us another year of drafting with Gladstone, maybe a year and one off season and one more year, and we'll have the most talented roster we've had since then as well.
I can't even argue with that.
No, because he's already shown we're already tracking towards that. We don't have that now. Like, I think the 2017 roster overall was more talented.
Yeah, but if you really look at that roster though, that was a lot of veterans though that we brought in also.
But that was still that's
that
wasn't
more
talent we're holding.
Yeah, I'm just saying that wasn't homegrown talent. Like we're hoping this regime will do homegrown talent.
No, I believe we will.
That influx of veterans.
Well, what we need though, if Hainsey doesn't turn out to be it, we need a Brandon Linder. We need we need somebody who can come in and be our center that we draft or young guy we bring in, and we need him to be here for 8-10 years.
Absolutely.
We need somebody to put in front of Trevor that's going to be here just as long as he is.
Absolutely. And I think we're going to do that.
And we could have done it with Powers Johnson, but we didn't, God damn it.
Yeah.
Calm it down, man.
No.
No,
they got Brock Powers and Powers Johnson, man.
That's a justified crash out. And they always play us hard as fuck. Always play us hard as fuck.
It didn't matter who throwing the fucking ball back there, bro. They got fucking big man tight end running over everybody.
Bro, they juice the fuck up when they play us, dude. They do. It don't matter how sorry their roster is. If they got the Jaguars on that schedule, they're gonna pull up for that one.
especially if it's on the West Coast.
Yeah.
We do not play well on the West Coast. I don't care who we playing.
Mm-mm.
We do not play well on the West Coast at all.
But either way, I think first of all, Trevor looks sharp as always. It's hard for me to say. I don't know what more you can say. Trevor hasn't been the fucking problem. So what we really need to see now, and this is the only all of it sounds great, but what the hell is this offensive line going to do? Because that's what all of this is riding on. All of it.
That is the fact. That is
All
a fact.
Because we done seen what happens when you put some people out there on his edges and still don't give him no fucking time to throw the ball. It's still bad.
Of course, it's going to be bad.
And we have no running game. But you know what I am excited to see, though? I'm excited to see this defense.
Well, yeah.
Because I'm ready to see Caleb Ransall absolutely decapitate a motherfucker.
Look, let's be honest. They can't be any worse than they were last year. Let's be honest with that. Because last year
they can. Because at least for a few games last year, they played good.
A few games. No.
Yeah, they could play no games. They can play no games good. They can play no games.
Okay. What game did they play good? Minnesota.
Miami, they played good. Cisco sold at the second half. Cisco himself sold. But the defense as a whole in the Miami game, they looked terrifying. They really did. They looked really good. And then Cisco starts selling, and what do you know? Then the whole team, the team's like, that plan worked. Fuck it. What? Like, it was ridiculous.
Oh Lord. No. But I'm speaking overall. Yeah, I know they had a couple games that they played decent. The Cleveland game, they played decent. I mean, be honest with you, offense just was crappy.
Yeah.
But overall, if you really look at the whole season, defense was crap, man. It really was.
Of course it was.
Now,
they were shit.
Whether it was personnel, scheme, coaching, whatever, it was just raggedy. So, with that being said, the odds are that this season, they have to be better. They have to be better. I mean, you got a new defensive coordinator, right? You done brought in a bunch of guys that fits into what you're trying to do. We got at least a third edge rusher, maybe a fourth. Right, we've gotten corners now that we can depend on. Safeties, we just don't know what, as far as safeties, who's going to start and where they're going to start at. But we know we have a better group of safeties as well. So put all that together, that points to a better defense, in my opinion, of course. Now, we just got finished with the Panty Olympics, training camp, mini training camps or whatever. So when they come back in July? Is the end of July, August? When they come back for training camp, we get a better picture of what we're dealing with, what we have, and what we're going to be looking at. Because we still really have no idea of what type of defense we're running anyway. We're assuming it's going to be a 4-3. Some type of variation on 4-3. But, that's just speculation at this moment. But from the personnel we have, I think that's what we will be running. My opinion, of course.
July 24th.
July 24th, okay. See, that's when the truth will show up. That's when the truth will show up. So, but I'm saying all that, and I'm not trying to be negative because I'm really excited about the season coming up. I really am, because I went back. Now I'm gonna tell you how excited I am about the season. I went back and watched the '99 season highlights. Now that's for those that wasn't around in 1999. Okay, that's when the Jaguars went 14-3 and came one game short of the Super Bowl again. And all three of them losses was to them Tennessee people. So, and this team really is beginning to shape up and remind me just of that team right there, because they had it all: dominating defense, offense, was the beast. So we'll see though. We'll see. Okay, I'm done. I done rambled on enough now.
Well,
I don't think we have the ferociousness like that. That 99 team, hell, even the defense from that 17 team, those were some head hunting dudes, man. Some dudes that was just like, you come at it if you want it. Come get it. If you want it, come get it. And I think our offense is gonna have that. We got some dogs on that side of the ball. We really do. We got some dogs. And I know that Josh Allen, I know that Trayvon Walker, I know that Fourier is gonna say, come get it. I know Dewey says come get it. Dewey's always on one. Yeah. Dewey been on one.
Exactly.
I know Jarian is on one. That dude's on one. That dude is always on one. Every time he get in front of a camera, he always say, "Hey, I just play ball. You get it if you want it." Like, yeah. Nah, Jarian's on one. Caleb
Ransall. Can't get it clearer to that. I just play ball.
Yeah. Hey, but Caleb Ransall, that dude is on one. Jack Kaiser, he's on one.
Remember last year when the new DC came in and he was talking about we're gonna be attacking and blah 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 blah. Remember all that? And it just turned out to be more talk than anything because it was more of a hockey lineup than it was anything else. I think those days are gone now. And I really think we're going to have a very aggressive type defense this year. I really do. Where the linebackers are going to be free to roam and the defensive linemen just going to be told, go get the ball. Go get ball. I don't care who got it. Just go get it.
You're going to see Devin Lloyd have a good year this year, I think.
He needs to. He really needs to. You know,
he fucking better. He better. Because if not, I'm going to start paying people to throw wet paper at him when he gets out of the stadium or something, bro. That motherfucker sorry last year, man. I was so tired of it. But no, I think, man, we've really picked up some dudes that we've got the capability to really put it on some people.
Right.
We do. Like, we got it. But the only reason I say we don't have the ferociousness yet is just because, like Telvin Smith, that dude was a fucking maniac. Paul Posluszny, Paz was a fucking maniac. Miles Jack, Yannick Ngakoue, maniac.
I'll be going a little further back. Daryl Smith.
Daryl Smith was the maniac. No.
Smith.
Joe Henry. Yeah. No, John Hendy was the maniac, man. You got to hit me harder than that, Joe.
Him and Marcus Stroud. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
That was the book. Yes,
but
sir.
Hey, we got the next iteration of those dudes. We just got to let them on the motherfucking field.
Agree.
We got them.
You don't get an argument out of me about that.
No, because I know one thing about it. Two things for sure. Mason Smith and Jordan Jefferson will rip a hole in any lineman's ass. They just need to have the time to get out there. They just need to give them the opportunity. But hell, even that, I'm not even going to discount Eric Armstead. I think Eric Armstead will still give most offensive linemen a run for their money if he's at his natural spot.
Look, we talked about it last year. When he got put at tackle, he dominated.
Mm-hmm.
He dominated. He dominated. He really did. It's just when they decided to play him on outside and in the majority of the time that he just looked like a lost puppy. You know? Well, not a lost puppy because he's too old to be a puppy now. He looked like a lost dog in the woods somewhere, just trying to find his way home. So that's why I'm excited about the defense. Offense, I'm excited about them too. But being a defensive guy, that's what I want to see. I want to see some popping. I want to see the defense just going downhill, getting downhill, playing instinctive. Stop thinking so much. Let's go. In Trevor words, I want the defense to be dogs all the way across the board.
You know what? Something that's very interesting to me.
What?
Something Jaguars Jungle. I'll give them that credit, of course, but they posted something that makes me really think. You know how bad, we've been since 2015. Had some real down years. Yeah, y'all know we have this same. You know who's been really good basically since 2015?
Yeah, we have the same playoff record as the Baltimore Ravens.
So, little bit of we got that regular season pain, but at least we're not the Baltimore Ravens, who every year look like the best team out there and then flame out in the playoffs. Like I'm ready. I don't know, man. I'm ready to turn this around. New era, new regime, new everything. I'm glad it's all new this time. I'm glad it's not like
I was about to say this is the first time we've had that. And
we're bringing back Jim Bob. He's been here for 1,500 years. he founded the franchise. Like, it's like,
we found this GM, but we're gonna promote his protege.
Yep, like the guy he handpicked. Yeah, we're keeping him. The Gog
flock. Dude, I had this argument the other day. A guy was arguing with me like Lamar is a choke artist when it comes to the big time games. I mean, look at what happened to him at Louisville. Look at what's happened to him since he got in the league. And I don't care. Everybody wants to meat ride him because he's a dynamic ass runner and he can zip the ball in there when he's got to. But the reason you don't see them going all the way is because he cannot find a way to win when someone figures out how to take his damn legs away. And they're too damn dumb to realize that Derrick Henry rushed for 1,900 motherfucking yards and didn't give him the damn ball in the playoffs. You just asked to lose.
Well, I have to disagree with you, especially after last year, because Derrick Henry. I'm not talking. Lamar did not drop them passes in the end zone at the end. That was Andrews, his tight end.
Oh yeah, no, Mark Andrews sold. I watched it. I know. I remember. He sold hard as hell. But there was 2 drives in between. So, all right.
What
Andrews stall. Andrews again stall out, and then I don't remember who dropped the third one.
But the other team does get paid to play, though.
Absolutely, absolutely. And my thing is
What?
Lamar is so dynamic that it shouldn't come down to 3 plays. I know that football is a game of inches. I understand that. But everyone hypes this man up like he's the best shit since sliced bread. If you're that fucking good, you find a way to win. Patrick Mahomes won last year despite having wet paper for an offensive line the whole year. Everybody's like, oh, they got exposed in the Super Bowl. No, they didn't. Everybody knew all year they didn't have a fucking offensive line. The motherfucker just still found a way to win. That's what you saw.
Well, and the reps helped them, but
that always happens. But they help Lamar too. Don't let it be. Don't get it twisted. Lamar gets plenty of motherfucking help because that motherfucker running past a guard that's grabbing a motherfucker by the neck all day long. Lamar gets the same type of help. So the thing is winners win. Winners fucking win. And unless you're surrounded by unless you're just a bona fide winner. Buried on a roster that with no fucking supporting cast. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think CJ Stroud is a winner. He is a winning quarterback. He's a winner. He is. I hate the fucking Texans, but if I'm being fair, I'm being fair across the board. He's a fucking winner. But his supporting cast is not good enough in some of those moments. Joe Burrow was the MVP of the league last year. I don't give a fuck what nobody said, but he was buried on the worst fucking defensive team in the league.
So where does Trevor fall in?
He's a winner, but he's buried on one of the worst supporting casts of all teams last year also.
Okay.
Eric, I've said that till I run out of damn oxygen. He is.
I just want you to say it so the people can hear you say
bro, he is. Yeah. He's a winner, but we were down to our 4-string offensive liners. Most of you people, diehard fans, can't even name who those motherfuckers were coming on the field for us at offensive line, bro. You don't know.
We need some AJ Cans.
Yeah, I was gonna say you couldn't even tell me half of their names. I promise you. We could hold a trivia game and 90% of the people watching would lose. Because nobody knew these dudes. We were just bringing in nobodies. And even the dudes we paid were playing like ass. And then you look at the defense, we couldn't have stopped the nosebleed, man.
Well, it helps whenever you leave the nose wide open.
Yeah, right?
I mean, the Browns game, bro, they don't score a single point if we just put someone in the fucking A gap.
I swear to God.
It'd be fucking 3rd and 12, and then the Red Sea opens up in the middle, and Deshaun Watson just kind of walks forward for 10
Walks
feet.
right,
He's there,
right through it. And then Trevor has one of the highest drop percentages in the league since coming in the league, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That if we're going to talk about quarterbacks that don't get help.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, those are facts. Those are facts.
And then again, like I said, I don't hate Lamar. Lamar is a fucking beast, dude. No doubt about it. Lamar is a dog. I just don't.
You see moments where he could have been better, and he just didn't perform at that time.
I see those moments, and I think that if Josh Allen had done that, they would flame the fuck out of him. I see those moments, and I say if Patrick Mahomes does that, they're flaming the fuck out of him. If Joe Burrow does that, they're flaming the fuck out of him. But Lamar keeps getting a pass. For what? For what? Why does he keep getting a pass? I don't get it. Like, everybody was shitting on Joe Burrow last year, saying he fell off. He's not even top 5 anymore. Are you fucking high?
Look, is the expectations for quarterbacks really unrealistic at times, or are they? Okay, all the time.
All the time. Because I don't care. I'm one of the guys, if you're going to be real about it and you really, like, truthfully, deep down, winning is a team stat.
I agree.
The media has made everyone opinionated and feel like it's a quarterback stat.
Because most of the time the quarterback.
That's why everybody thinks that Jalen Hurts is top 10. He's not top 10 if you take away the quarterback win stat. He has won more games than anyone that's come in the league since the time he's been here. Jalen Hurts has won the most games.
Which is unusual for an Alabama quarterback, but hey.
I mean, it's not that unusual considering he came into the greatest offensive line of all time and still plays behind the greatest offensive line in the league and just chucks that bitch up to one of the biggest bullies at wide receiver in the league at this current time in A.J. Brown.
But yet, we were a bad pass away from.
I don't even think that's a bad pass. That's a designed pass to go there.
Well, I know. I'm just going to call it a bad pass as far as the play design.
Yeah. Well, no, it was a shitty fucking play design.
Yeah.
Fucking horrible play design. What? And why of all people was it D'Ernest Johnson?
Because a few plays earlier, I think earlier in the third quarter, they ran a variation of that play, and he was wide open, and they figured they'd catch him napping this time.
Yeah, you ain't catching a Kobe Dean napping on the same thing twice.
No, exactly.
But no, here's the thing. That's the difference. That's the difference right there, okay? Philly doesn't get a pass when Philly fucks up because Howie Roseman is one of the best GMs probably ever. That I think at this point it can't be debated. The guy fleeces everybody. Constantly hits on draft picks no matter what fucking round it is. I don't know how the fuck they keep doing this shit.
They keep going to Georgia. Lately, they've been going to Georgia.
Yeah, right. But you know what? I think it's a simple philosophy. It's as simple as what I just said a minute ago is winners fucking win.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Winners fucking win, dude. And I mean, again, you see it like Baltimore. Baltimore rips people's ass all year long, straight belt to ass. But when the lights get bright and people have to focus only on them, shit's not as easy.
Look, sound like somebody else, another team here in Texas I know is like that.
Well, both teams in Texas are like that.
But we ain't gonna talk about them. This Jaguar football, baby.
Well, yeah. Listen, man. Well, I think this all kind of tunes into where we've been, man. We've been stuck in the same loop for years where
you're right.
We get lucky on a couple players. We think that we've got the next roster. And then we either blow it up before it's time or blow it up way too fucking late. There's no in between. I think this year we got it right. It feels like it. It feels like we've got it right. Like
so let's say our roster, this trend of building our roster with talent continues. When is our true Super Bowl window gonna be then? Now we got Trevor. We got Trevor until what, 30?
2 years
basically.
from now.
2 years from now.
When we get our new stadium, 28.
Okay.
So maybe 3 years. Because hold on. So you got 25, 26, 27, 28. Yeah, so 2 years. Not this year, but 2 years from now. So you got this season, next year, and then the year after that. That's our Super Bowl window.
Okay.
I think, honestly, we'll push the playoffs all the way there, though.
No, I think next year Super Bowl window opens.
It probably opens, but I don't think it's the highest it'll get. Our peak will be.
No, that's not the question. The question is when what is our window? The window, whether it's a crack open or it's all the way open, that's open. And
I was taking it as when do we have the best chance of getting a Super Bowl? The door definitely cracks next year. Honestly, if being all honest, it cracks this year. I think so, and the reason I think so is, we lost 13 one-score games, dude. That's Trevor's prime time. We have Trevor in most of those games. This is a whole different season. I know it.
I agree.
Noodle Arm Jones missed way too many fucking passes, dude. Way too many. And again, I'm not saying that we would have went all the way. We wouldn't have. We did not have the team to go to the Super Bowl this year. We didn't.
No, we didn't.
We didn't. And they didn't play like it. They didn't have the heart. They didn't fight hard enough. This was not the team to go to the Super Bowl. But it ain't hard to take the AFC South, damn it. You take the AFC South, you're in the fucking playoffs. And once you're in the playoffs, anything can happen. We had the worst opening of playoffs history in the first half of our first game in that playoff game against the Chargers. And we still made – winners fucking win. That's where he showed you that he is that fucking guy, and that's when he showed you exactly what I've been talking about is that winners fucking win. Trevor Lawrence is a fucking winner. He's been a bona fide winner since he got on the fucking scene in front of a camera for the first time. He's been a winner. Winners win. He has never lost as much as he has since he's been on this damn team, buried in this poverty-ass mindset of bringing back these same bum-ass people that don't know what the hell they doing. We got a new regime in there with him now that actually seems to know what the fuck is going on.
Finally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I promise you right now, I know this. Honestly, again, I don't want to go into the debate of why I think this was a bad idea. I think we've all agreed on it now. But I guarantee you Gladstone doesn't pay Walker Little. I guarantee you Gladstone doesn't pay fucking I don't think he pays just about anybody other than Allen. He would change out another contract, like maybe, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who else he would have brought in. I don't even think he would have paid Tyson. If we had Gladstone last year, I don't think he's paying Tyson.
Oh, okay, okay. You said if he was here, previous season.
Yeah, if he was here last year, we don't pay Tyson Campbell. We don't pay Walker Little. We fix the motherfucking problems, and we tell Tyson Campbell, get your ass on the field and show us you're worth the money. Because Gladstone's already shown that he has no ties to anybody. You're going to either play ball or get the hell out. That's what we've needed. We've been letting these bum-ass players stay on this team for far too long. Cam was our premier fucking lineman. He was an airport turnstile, dude. Why did we keep bringing him back? Why?
He was decent in the run game. He was decent in the run game.
The worst center in all of football.
Who was that?
We fixed it for 1 year?
Hey, leave Luke alone, man. Luke did his best. He did his best.
He would do a lot
better.
But
his best wasn't good enough.
He'd do a lot better as a Walmart greeter. He just put the fries in the bag because he is not it. But the problem is that we held on to it. We held on to it. Why? Who knows? Who knows? And
loyalty.
Then, don't get me wrong. Christian Kirk absolutely was a positive for us. But he was a positive for us because we had no fucking body else. We didn't have nobody else. He was it. We made Christian Kirk our wide receiver 1. For years, dude. What? No other front office across the league was willing to do that. There's no other front office across the league now that would be willing to do that. There's no front office across the league that even looking back on what he was able to do would do that then again. Nobody would do that. We were doing shit like that. What are we fucking doing? And then we were addicted to drafting linebackers we aren't going to fucking use. We always got to draft some throwaway lineman that never gets to see the field. What did Trevor need? Trevor needed offensive linemen in the first and second round that were actually going to fucking play meaningful football.
I agree with that.
What did Trevor need? Trevor needed weapons. We got one last year, and he tried to fuck that up. I mean, seriously, we now have a stat. Like I said it, and I'm working on it right now. I've run into complications with getting the episode uploaded. But on Talking Ball, I mentioned this where like Trevor's biggest weapon this year is going to be off the field. It's not on the field. His biggest weapon is absolutely our new front office and our coaching staff. That is Trevor's biggest weapon because these guys are actually dedicated to putting something on the field that actually resembles competent fucking football. These guys actually care about filling the holes. Like, Gladstone came in day one and did everything he told us he was going to do.
Facts.
What more can you ask for? So, when you look at this team versus any team that Trevor's had since he's been here, they all sucked ass. We were lucky to push for a playoff spot the year we got there. That was because winners fucking win. He's a fucking winner. That's how we did that shit.
Yeah.
That and Rayshon motherfucking Jenkins, which we should not have gotten rid of. Don't know why we let our only defensive playmakers walk. That was a great fucking idea. Great fucking play. Those guys play well. Get the fuck out.
That was one of those. Yeah. Why
Darius Williams doesn't play man-to-man coverage a lot. Well, what did we do? We still played zone. You just let the biggest playmaker we had walk.
Walk. Yeah.
Great fucking play. Yep.
Because he made plays when he was here. So
he made
that's
plays
why
here. So did Rayshon. They both went on to keep making plays. Yeah. So I mean, if you look at those teams to now, on paper, this is absolutely the best team we've had since Trevor's been here.
I can't argue with that. That part, no, I'm not even going to argue with. On paper, anyway.
Absolutely. It's absolutely the best team we've had since he's been here. And I think this is the best office structure we've had since he's been here. They already show that they give more of a fuck than anyone we've had in the past. I never once saw Trent Baalke down at a practice field. No, I take that back. I lied. I saw him one time.
I can't say I have. But you
saw a lot
go
of
more
clips of
practice
him down there.
So, okay.
Well, he should have spent more time down there because he had no idea what was going on.
He spent too much time down to be a coach instead of being the GM.
I mean, let's.
Because why is our GM telling our head coach that we can't play one of the biggest fucking defensive linemen from the draft?
See, that part right there. That part right there. You know, when you have that going on, that's a recipe for disaster for any team.
You know what made my heart happy?
That's already struggling.
This is how you know this is a different outlook for this team. We do not give a fuck that we just paid you money. If your ass, get the fuck out. And that's why we just got rid of bitch ass Gabe Davis. We do not give a damn that we just gave you that money. We will take a motherfucking pay hit. Get the fuck out, bro. Pack your shit. Leave.
But that's the way it should be.
Absolutely. But we would never do that. We would never do that. Ronald Darby. They didn't bring his ass back because he should have never even been on the fucking field after the first game.
Oh, Lord.
Monteric Brown. We made plans this year. We arranged it to where we do not have to rely on Monteric Brown. The last regime was like, oh, we're gonna shift towards Monteric Brown. You're a fucking idiot.
Reports are coming out that they actually like Monteric, though.
No, they do like Monteric Brown, but they like him because he's actually a role player now instead of being relied on as a core player. He's not a core player. He can't do it. He's not fast enough.
Yeah.
No, he can't do it, Eric. Eric, he done got bullied way too many times.
They got bullied.
He gets bullied all the damn time. Now, can he make a play when he pops it? This is when Monteric does his best work. When when
All
we're
right.
like, say we're second and 10,
Mhm.
and we pop them in, we're running like a cover 3, and there's a drop zone somewhere around 8 yards out. He does his best work there because he can move around, but he's not relied on to cover or stick to any one guy. He's just got to watch his zone. When you put him man to man, he is burnt fucking toast. He gets cooked.
I can't argue with that. He does get
Oh,
toasted.
he get torched. He gets torched.
He does.
And what's fucked up is they be putting that man on live television like that, knowing damn well he gets torched, and they just keep doing it to him. They keep calling man coverage, knowing he can't do it. It's fucked up. The same thing they did to dog shit Darby. They knew damn well that old man wasn't keeping up with shit. They just kept
See
calling
that part right there was the most disgusting part for me. You know, having Darby out there on the island, and he just getting torched every time the ball is snapped.
Now, the most disgusting part for me was that Winger didn't take the starting spot from Cisco.
Now, we talked about this part last year. Remember, some kind of way he got injured in training camp.
Yes,
but they
yeah,
never
he was
would
out
say
for a
what
while.
the injury. They would never say what the injury was.
Which I didn't like that either. Don't hide shit from us. Yeah.
Right? They would never say that. And when he came, when they said he was healthy, they still wouldn't let him play, except for, you know, maybe a little special teams here or 1 or 2 downs here. But they never gave him a chance to get back out there until the season was over with, basically. Then now they want to put him out there. And the back end did perform a little bit better. Yeah.
Oh, that defense tightened the fuck up over top with Dewey back there. They pulled dumbass Antonio Johnson the fuck off the field. That's what I'm talking about. Is this regime is not going to bury its faith into a player that's not giving them the fucking results to deserve the playing time. The last regime would say, yeah, we like you, man, so we're just going to keep running you out there with the starters. We really like you. And it, like Antonio Johnson getting fucking torched day in, day out. And they're like, yeah, well, we really like him. Why? What do you like about him? Because he can't play. He's ass. He was getting cooked the whole time. And then Cisco trying to motherfucking play linebacker, dude. What are we doing?
I really think Cisco was trying to help Darby out.
And that may be true. That may be true. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's still a Cisco problem.
That put him out of position, though. You know,
absolutely.
Trying to
when you're
cover
40
up for that.
yards down, you're 40 yards down, bub.
And then you end up having to try and stay with a fast tight end man to man, and then you just get toasted with everybody else.
We had 2 safeties last year that looked like they had no idea where the hell they were at any given time. And never once during that stretch of time were they like, let's put Dewey in there until the season was already a lost fucking cause. Oh, now we'll do it.
Right. Yeah, let's do it now.
Dewey spoke up, and they didn't like that.
Exactly. Exactly. But Dewey told the motherfucking truth.
Yeah, he did.
And you know what, though? And that's one thing we've already seen from this regime. They want the fucking truth. They can't. Everything they say is pretty much hard-nosed. Like, say, for instance, Liam Cohen. He don't seem like he's going to sugarcoat shit too much. His first reaction to Bashaw Tootin day one was, I don't know how the fuck he managed to put the ball on the grass. It's no contact. How do you do that? I don't know how you do that. Doug Pearson would have been like, yeah, we like him. He had a little slip up there, but we'll get that cleaned up. It would have been some fucking, just some bullshit. No. He's still media trained. Make no mistake about it. But he put the pressure on him. He said, hey, I just want you to know, I do not like that you did that. I don't know how you did that, and I hate it. Don't do that shit no more.
Exactly.
And he even put the pressure on Trevor. Like, he was talking about how Trevor had a couple of throws he needed to clean up. He did say it was justifiable, though. I mean, it's Trevor's first time coming back since last year. And, you know, he understood, but he was like, yeah, we need to get some of these cleaned up. And then moved right on. It's already a million times better than what we had last year. Simple for the fact, last year, Devin Lloyd would have been benched for Ventrell Miller. I don't give a fuck. I would have benched him, and I wouldn't have cared how Ventrell turned out just because of how dumb Devin Lloyd made us look multiple fucking times.
Yeah, we still got to find a way to get Ventrell on the field more.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. But even then, let's just say that they saw something that we didn't in Ventrell. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Play Chad Muma. I'd rather see Chad Muma than what Devin Lloyd was giving us last year. He made Cole Kmet look like a fucking all-pro, dude.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did.
That's not even the only game, but that was the game that really highlighted that he was really lost. Really lost.
Really, really.
Yeah.
Really lost.
I mean, so that means all those things. And then another thing, this regime is not putting Eric Armstead at a fucking edge rusher.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
We really do appreciate that.
This regime's also not going to tell Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker to put on an extra 50 pounds, and when they say they're not comfortable, they don't feel like they're playing at the best that they can, to just shut up about it.
I don't know why not. Why would they? Why? It showed on film. They were a step or two slower this last season. It showed up. So why?
I don't know. Or how about the fact that Jarian Jones was actually locking everyone down, but they still left Monteric on the outside?
Yeah. That was yeah. So you know what? With all that being said, that gives us a whole lot to look for this year.
And that's why I have optimism, because you'd have to try to be that bad.
Yeah. Oh my!
And here's the thing. Okay, so like last year, we were begging for all these common sense things because, bro, if we can see this shit, so can they. So can
you
they.
would hope. You would hope.
No, they can see it. It just comes down to are they that fucking stupid, or is this intentional? You literally have to ask yourself, am I the idiot? Like, am I the dumbass here? Like, is this a joke? Am I the joke? Like, who's the fucking joke? Somebody's a joke here, right? And then you're like, okay, someone please just use common sense. This draft alone, we use the common sense. This offseason alone, we use the common sense. Other than Mekhi Becton, and I think we should not have picked up Eric Murray, and we paid a tad too much for Jordan Lewis. So you can't ask for everything to be perfect, but they did address situations that we needed. They did. What would have happened last year? They'd be like, yeah, we picked up one 38-year-old offensive tackle. We think he's going to hang in there for us a couple years. We'll probably pick somebody up in the 5th round that just got back from a debilitating injury. He hasn't seen the field in 2 years, but we think he'll work out just fine in a couple years from now. Right. But Trevor's just going to have to keep fighting for his life. He's a fighter, you know. That's what we got him for. So that's how they would do it. And then just the common sense alone, the things I've already mentioned, getting rid of Gabe Davis, best fucking thing we could have ever done.
I agree.
Best thing we could have fucking done. I don't give a fuck about the money. Shad Khan's got plenty of money. Fuck that shit. Get rid of him. Not paying Devin Lloyd. Last year, if we still would have had Trent Baalke, they would have paid Devin Lloyd, I promise you. Or they would have kept his – they either would have picked up his option or paid him. I know one of the two would have happened.
They probably would have picked up the option. I don't think they would have paid him.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
No.
Maybe.
If
paid Tyson Campbell before Tyson Campbell showed us any damn thing, and then he come back out here and look like shit again.
Yeah.
The only guy I would be okay with them paying right now on that defense to any kind of extension is Trayvon Walker.
I think we need to sign Trayvon Walker like
absolutely
sooner rather than later.
I completely agree, and I think
especially now that we picked up the 5th-year option and we get an extension on there and add another 4 or 5 years and still have kind of like we did for Trevor.
Right.
I think we need to go ahead and lock him down now.
I couldn't agree more, and I think that's probably why Gladstone didn't pick up the option on Devin Lloyd. I think he probably already is mulling that decision over, to be honest with you.
I mean, you got to think about it. We pay him now after 10.5 sack seasons, or we pay him after he drops 15 to 20 next year, or in year 5, and then now we got to pay him as much as we paid Josh Allen, if not more.
Yeah, I'm fucking good.
I mean, and we can all say, "Oh, well, I think he's a guy that would like." I think Trayvon would take a little bit less,
he would,
but at the same time,
with
how the salary cap's been moving. I mean, he might as well just take as much. You know what I mean? Like,
well, one thing we really do got to start planning for right now is the contract that a Travis Hunter is going to require.
I think that's
I don't know, dude. This is uncharted territory with the standardized way the league works now. It is uncharted territory. If he really does, I mean, let's just say he maxes out on both sides of the ball. Like he really comes out, he's locked down on the defense, and he's a fucking all-pro baller on the offense. You're not throwing that motherfucker a standardized superstar contract, and he's just like, yep. Nah, he's a superstar for both sides of the ball. That's gonna be expensive as fuck.
It also depends on him though, because I don't know that. I don't know.
He's not gonna say give me 110 million, but like I definitely see like give me 70. I'm a baller.
I think he'll want more money, but I don't know, man. I don't think he's one we have to worry about being like, I want to be the top paid on both sides of the ball or blah blah. Like I think he'll take a pretty deep. I mean, it's going to look like a quarterback contract. I'll say that much.
Well, wait a minute. Let's get him signed first. He still ain't signed. Yeah, let's get him signed first.
I don't think there's anything to worry about with that though.
I mean, I don't either, but I still want
really
to
what they're doing. They're just trying to figure out incentives. If you want to be honest with you, I think they're just trying to come to some kind of agreement to where the incentives are fair, based off of like expectation. Because you can't say, "Hey, I'm going to build your contract based off of incentives here," but we don't know how much playing time we're going to give you on one side of the ball. Or the
part
other.
of it too, though, I'm sure the NFL's involved because the NFL you can only pay rookies so much money based on where they're drafted.
Right.
So I'm sure the NFL, the Jaguars, and Travis Hunter's team are all working together simultaneously to see what the Jaguars' plan is, how much they're planning to play him on both sides of the ball, what the NFL will allow. Because that's the big thing.
This is going to change it. Yeah,
the NFL is going to have to. The NFL is going to have to approve this contract before it is signed. And if it's more than what the first overall pick, like Cam Ward or somebody gets like that, like then that's why they got to kind of balance this out and figure it out. So I'm sure that's the main reason is that it is probably the NFL, Travis Hunter and his team. And which honestly, I bet you Travis Hunter has nothing to do with it. I bet you he's got somebody in charge of that, doing that for him. NFL and Jaguars are all trying to figure it out. That way it's fair for everybody, and the NFL doesn't look like shit, whenever Cam Ward's making peanuts compared to him.
Right. So, and then another person we got to think about, like 1 year shy of that, is Brian Thomas. We know we're going to have to pay that guy. That guy's already put it on paper. We've already seen him do it. He's a fucking dog, and you're going to have to fucking pay him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen Jarian. Jarian's a dog, and presumptively, we're going to have to pay him. Because he did something like everybody, we were all excited about Tyson Campbell. I was guilty of it too. We were all excited about Tyson Campbell. But Jarian did one better. He didn't even give up a fucking touchdown.
Yeah.
Not one.
And he stayed on the field. That's the biggest thing. He stayed on the field.
He stayed on the field. He stayed in his position. He dropped the fucking wood on motherfuckers, and he didn't give up touchdowns.
Hey, you can't ask no more.
You're going to have to pay that dude.
Right.
You're going to have to pay that dude. And then I think that we got a tough decision to make after this year with Travis. I think Travis is actually closer to staying than people really think. Like, I think if he does, I think if he comes out this year, and he does well behind a competent scheme. I think Travis is another example of winners win, because Trevor wasn't the only one that was balling the fuck out on that Clemson team. Travis was a dog too. He was a dog. He was a crazy receiving option, and he was damn good at splitting the tackles. He was really fucking good because he was elusive as fuck. Like outside edge, he cut in or cut out. Like, he was really good at taking those one cut moves and taking them 20, 30 fucking yards. Like, we've seen him do it here. But we got to actually.
He'd have to have a really good year, man. Like I with the way that they do running backs in the NFL, he would have to have an extremely good year, and I just don't. I like when I say that, I mean like I think he would have to take over and like far and away be the number one option, because we have too much of a committee right now. With Tank Bigsby, if we didn't draft Bayshaw Tootin and LaQuint Allen this year,
he'd be staying.
I'd say probably, but. I think that's kind of the hard part right now is like ETN would have to put up, for me personally, to keep him around and not let him walk. He'd have to be far and away the best player. I mean, I'm thinking like 1,100, 1,200 yards, 10, 12 touchdowns on the ground, another 400 or 500 in the receiving game. Like he'd have to have a game change. Do I think he can if we have a better offensive line and we're not pushing him up the A gap every single first down? I think he could have a better year.
And that's what I think we'll do.
The problem with him, though, is he's shown every single year, and again, it could be how we were using him, but he's shown every single year that he has durability issues. I think Tank Bigsby is too good to just give Travis 15 to 20 carries a game and give him only 5 or 6.
I agree with that also.
I think they brought in Tootin in the 3rd round for a reason, and Tootin is more athletic than both of them.
That I agree with. I think what you see out of Tootin is something like what we could have with like a Detroit Lions situation. But honestly,
you would have to take a really, really, really team-friendly deal is what I'm saying. I don't think that we –
I think he would, though, to be completely honest with you. I think he would. I definitely think he would. But I believe that with a run-first coach like Liam Cohen and a scheme that he can build, like, bro, if he can make Bucky Irving look that fucking good, Travis Etienne can look that fucking good. No doubt in my mind.
Going back to something Trevor was saying earlier in the show, when you're winning, you make certain what word am I looking for? Sacrifices to stay with that winning team. You know what I mean? So I can see where it can get to a point to where he'd take a team-friendly deal to stay, but that depends on if this team is winning or not. I really do believe that.
Yeah, that's true.
I do believe that's what it's going to come down to, because we know he's going to get offered some money, regardless, from other teams, just because they know he's that good.
Well, I also think he's going to stay too for the culture.
That's my point. Yeah,
the guys are ball, even if we don't have like just an absolute knock it out of the park season, we're going to win more games. We're definitely going to have a winning season. Yeah. I do believe that. It would have to be some sort of catastrophic failure. Like something would have to go horribly wrong. But I think he's bought in. I think everybody's bought in. But like the thing is, I do still believe Travis Etienne is still the best back we have. I believe that. He does. He has the best vision. I think what you see with Travis is
now hold on.
Power back.
Hold on. I think we need to make this our last point. But let me just stop you right there, Trevor. I do not have the time to go back through every episode from this year where you talk about how absolutely dog shit Etienne's vision is and how he has no vision, doesn't know how to
say I had no vision.
Yeah, no. There are many occasions this past season where you say that Travis Etienne does not have vision and he runs into tackles, but you said that Bigsby has the best vision and that Bigsby is better. Like that. I think
Bigsby was a better fit for what we did last year. I agree with that 100%. Bigsby was absolutely the best back for what we did last year.
I don't think Travis is the best vision. I think Bigsby.
I think Travis has. I think what Travis has is the best ability to create a bigger play. Like Bigsby is absolutely the guy you send up the A gap, and he's gonna rumble and bumble, and he might just pop through sometimes. Etienne, every time we sent that motherfucker towards the numbers, he goes 10 to 15 damn near. Like, you just got to get him out there and actually seal the edge. We had two problems with that. One, we never schemed it that way. And two, we had no ability to seal the edge. No, but we could not seal the edge to save our life.
Doesn't that indict his vision, though?
I don't know if
because Bigsby went outside too and made big plays. Bigsby did it
every now and then.
And you know, if you're gonna say that you have to send Travis Etienne outside, but you can send Bigsby between the A gaps. I mean, that says more about Etienne's vision than it does.
No, Bigsby would just run straight at people because Bigsby is a power.
No, Bigsby, he runs at people, but also he was a top 3 elusive back last year.
Yeah, like we forced him the fucking ball in the center. Yeah, because he's going right up. There's like 42 people there.
I think his elusiveness is definitely underrated. Like I don't think people talk about it enough.
Underrated elusive.
But Etienne, like I don't know. I just don't. I don't see it.
It's not that I don't think Etienne is the best back in the league. I don't think anything like that. But I think I find it crazy that like before last year, everyone's talking about how ETN is possibly a top 5 back. His stats were there for it. Like he was running like it. He was the number 1 in broken tackles behind the line of scrimmage and taking positive plays. Like, and our offensive line got worse. When our offensive line gets worse, and then we just start slamming him up the fucking middle, he's not that fucking guy. He's not that guy. He's never been that guy. So, yes, absolutely Tank Bigsby was better for us last year with what we were doing last year. But also, I don't think anything we were doing last year was competent or even resembled intelligent. We didn't do anything that made any fucking sense. And I think Bigsby, I think even Liam Cohen, Bigsby might emerge as like far and away the best back. I think he definitely has the potential under Liam Cohen. I definitely believe that. I get where you're coming from. Like, it could be anyone, really. Especially between Bigsby and ETN. It could really be either one. But I think those two could really be something like what Detroit has, where they pull them in and out, and both of them are just absolutely ripping your shit apart, bro. You don't have a choice. And then when they need some crazy shit, Bayshaw Bayshaw could just come out and just be that damn good. I don't want to include Bayshaw on that yet because we don't really know what he's going to do yet. Like, we can, it's fun to talk about. He's fast as shit, and we know that. But like, so was Agnew, but Agnew had a fumble problem, which is the same thing that's marked on Bayshaw, is he has a fumble problem. Well, so we'll see if that continues. You know what I mean?
But like, Agnew was a receiver anyway.
Agnew got played more like a damn running back with us than he did a receiver. We stuck him in the slot sometimes, but he played gadget runing back more than he did anything.
Well, okay, he played gadget man.
Yeah, he did, but I mean, still, yeah. It's the same thing though. And then like ETN, if we could get some kind of competency back, who's to say he doesn't return to top 5 in the league like he was? Because it's not like ETN just drastically changed. He didn't drastically change. We got worse. We got significantly worse. And then again, I like Tank Bigsby. I am a big Tank Bigsby fan. I think he's a dog. Mm-hmm. I personally, I don't think we should be looking to get rid of either one of them. My personal opinion, because first of all, I do think ETN at this current moment is our best receiving back, especially since we got rid of D'Ernest Johnson. I think he is our best receiving back, and Trevor does like having the safety valve at the flat.
Well, of course, they haven't seen him in the NFL yet, but I think LaQuint Allen is the better receiver out of it.
He does have the potential, but like I said, I haven't put them in it yet.
RB4, so
true.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not putting them in it yet because we haven't seen him do it. It's possible that it is very possible he could do it, and LaQuint Allen is shifty as fuck. So like, yeah, he really could be a problem with Yak too. Like, there's no telling. But like right between the two of them, ETN's the better receiving back. ETN, I do believe, is more shifty. Bigsby is stronger, for sure. So it really just depends on what running scheme we go with. But if we do use them, like a Detroit does. Detroit goes power when they shove in David Montgomery. Mm. And they go outsides and try to seal the edge when they put Jahmyr Gibbs in because he's fast as fuck. If you play to their strengths, both of those backs could go 700-800 yards apiece.
That's agreeable. That is agreeable.
And that's my point. Like, and that's exactly what we need. You take the pressure off Trevor, our receiving game would be unstoppable. Unstoppable. We've got 2 running backs in the backfield that you got to worry about. Plus, we got 3 dogs at receiver. There's nothing you can do. It's perfect.
Well,
and I think getting rid of Travis just takes that option off the table, at least presumptively for now. I don't think that means permanently because I do think Bayshaw Tootin is going to be really good. I think he's going to be really good. No telling yet. I won't commit to it because I haven't seen it yet. But right. I do think he has the ability to be really good. But as it stands right now, if you run them out there right now and you put Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, and De'Ami Brown, and Britton Strange, that offense is going to be a problem if we actually run plays that make sense.
Hallelujah. You are absolutely correct.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct.
No more fucking bubble screens on 3rd and 12.
screaming at the television. Yeah.
Well,
That shit almost gave me an aneurysm.
what I got anything else? It's damn, it's
Nope.
oh, damn.
I think we accomplished our mission. Yeah,
think we're good.
we did it again.
Well, all right, gentlemen. Everybody that came in, thanks for watching. Still got 14 of y'all in here. Fuck yeah. Let's go for another
All
round.
right, then I'm talking about.
I got time.
Oh.
It's Saturday. No, I'm just kidding.
But all right, y'all. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for everybody coming out and watching. Really do appreciate
Appreciate
y'all.
you guys.
Couldn't do this without you.
Appreciate you. We love you. We love you.
Yeah, we
Thank
love you. All right. We're bricked up for our fans.
Bricked up for the boys.
Peace.